Alone, Part 6. Then a noise, a soft rustling behind me. I turned, rifle raised, finger already on the trigger, and then I froze. A kid, a boy, small, filthy, barefoot, maybe 10 years old. His ribs stuck out beneath his thin shirt. He clutched something in his arms. A bundle of rags? No, a satchel. I didn't speak. Instead, I motioned the tip of the rifle to the satchel, telling him to drop it. His arms tightened around it. I could feel the moment stretching, tightening like a noose. He had seen my face. He had seen what I'd done. A loose end. One bullet. One problem solved. My finger twitched on the trigger. The boy didn't blink. I thought of Lena, of my little sister back home, of the war, of how this ends. He was just a kid. I exhaled slowly, then I lowered the rifle. The boy flinched but didn't run. I reached into my pocket, pulled out one of the stolen cigarettes, and tossed it near his feet. A test. He hesitated, then bent down. Grabbing it quickly, clutching it tight like a treasure. That was my answer. I turned and walked away. I didn't look back. Because if I did, I might have changed my mind. The jungle thinned as I neared the outskirts of the enemy base, the thick canopy giving way to patches of open ground. I crouched behind a fallen tree, catching my breath. Running was no longer an option, for traps riddled the jungle now. I wasn't even supposed to be here. The plan had been simple. Stay with the squad, follow orders, get out alive. But now there was no squad, no orders, just me. And yet I was still breathing. If I didn't believe in God before, I did now. I took a moment to check my wounds. The bandage around my waist was soaked through, and my shoulder burned every time I moved it. The medicine I'd found had bought me time, but I wasn't in fighting shape. Didn't matter. I couldn't stop now. The jungle had gone still, holding its breath as I moved through it. My body was on the verge of collapsing once more, my bandaged wounds infected and riddled with grime. But the adrenaline pushed me. Each sound of gunfire pushed. My rifle sat heavy in my hands, its steel cold against my fingers. I stepped carefully, boots pressing into the damp earth, my senses razor sharp. The hallucinations were creeping in again, shadows, flickering at the edges of my vision, whispers buried beneath the distant hum of helicopters. Hell ignored them. I had to. I had maneuvered past half a dozen traps. Rusted and half-buried, but still dangerous. A single misstep, a careless moment, and I'd be just another rotting corpse swallowed by the jungle.